People who nofsinhar it-tajb talking Sliema illum sfortunatament ma nistgħux inkunu qegħdin live imma ovvjament sa nkunu qegħdin taraw dan il-kontenut fl-istess ħin illi s-soltu ikun dan il-kontenut, jiġifieri fit-8. Ma stajniex inkunu live illum, jiġifieri dan għadna kemm ir-rekord jgħajni iżjed kmieni matul il-ġurnata llum u għaliex għax għandna affarijiet tal-klabb li qegħdin naħdmu fuqhom bħalissa. Allura ovvjament kellna nirrekordjaw dan il-programm qabel ma s-soltu namluħ fit-8 ta' filgħaxija. Ħanfakkarkom daqsxejn waħda il-logħba ta' nhar il-ħadd li ġej National Stadium kontra l-Hibs. Bħal dejjem infakkarkom illi t-tim għandu bżonkom u nistenna illi narawkom hemmhekk. Jien sinċerament dejjem nirringrazzjakom għax is-support li qegħdin tagħtu lil dan it-tim huwa fenomenali. Niftakar il-weekend illi għadda kontra l-Mosta kemm kontu qegħdin hemmhekk mat-tim u minix qed nimmaġina sa tkun differenti nhar il-ħadd li ġej kontra l-Hibs in-National Stadium fl-4:15. Kif forse qegħdin tindunaw, illum miegħi għandi l-winger internazzjonali Mohammad Awad illi miegħu se nkunu qegħdin nitkellmu fuq dak illi ġara fl-international break infakkarkom illi Awad lab mas-Somalja mat-tim nazzjonali tiegħu u skurja wkoll. Ħankunu qegħdin nitkellmu wkoll fuq dak illi qed jiġri fil-Kamp Slimis ukoll. Però qabel ma nibdew nitkellmu fuq l-affarijiet li huma kif naqbad ngħidu tal-pitch, nitkellmu fuq dawk l-affarijiet li huma amministrattivi, ma dawn huma nies li huma importanti ħafna l-klabb. NM Group. Come on Group. Cozy Rooms. Daikin. Dominic Xiberraz, Roof Repair. E-Cabs. Eurosport. Thomas Smith. U ovvjament Zarb Coaches. Bħal dejjem infakkarkom dawn huma nies illi investu fil-klabb tagħkom għal xiex le nagħtuhom daqsxejn waħda priorità meta jkollna bżonn xi servizzi li joffru dawn in-nies. Good afternoon, Awad. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm very well. When I'm, when I'm with the supporters and with you guys, very obviously, I'm very well. And when I'm talking about my club. So, Awad, it's been a year and a little bit more than a year, that you've been here, now that you've been with the club, and we just need to do a roundup. Last time that we spoke on the program was in October in 2022. You had just practically joined the club, so you are relatively new. So during this period, things might have changed and even your perspective about Maltese football, and we're going to talk about it. But before we start that, let's talk about what happened with what is happening with the Somali national team. During the last international break, you even scored for your national team. How competitive is the Somali national team?
In terms of how competitive it is, I think right now we're in the early stages of the process of trying to get the football to where I believe and everyone else believes it should be. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of talented Somali players abroad, and the national team didn't really play much for the past few years, but now it's trying to play every window, build something, because Somali people, they love football, and it's a big part. Whenever the national team's playing, there's a lot of support for the team, and so I think in the years to come, it'll be at a much better place. But you have to start somewhere. So, but
very obviously,
it's yeah.
But if you would compare, so that you give us at least a little bit of insight, where the Somali national team would be in terms of African football. If you would, for example, get a European national team, actually, which team would it be, so that we have a grasp in our mind, where it is?
It would be right now, you could say, one of the weaker African teams.
Okay.
But that's because I say weaker because, like we said, the national team before I started to go, maybe at the end of last year, they hadn't played for 2 years. They hadn't played for 2 years before that.
Yeah, yeah.
So in terms of, so it's in a process. But I truly believe there's a lot of good players. Ones that haven't even played for the national team, that are playing in very good clubs, that are on the fence to play for the national team. Okay. But when they see that there's progress, I think a lot more players will come join, and I truly do believe in years to come they'll be in a much better place.
Perfect. And in with the Somali national team, your position is the same. It's on the wing, because I am assuming yes, yeah.
Yeah, I play either mostly on the wing or in in the attacking mid position. I like to play in either of those positions.
Yeah. And if you get right now, you've played a few games now with the Somali national team. If you get to pick one of the players that makes part of the Somali national team today, and you'll say this guy is going to be the next hit for the national, for the Somali national team, who would that be right now? And you tell us who this player is. I'll put you in a bad position, yeah. Yes.
I'm having to think. I'm having to think about it. There's young guys that are. There's young guys. There's some that. There's one guy who plays in England. He's a good young player. If he can get himself out of there and into some other professional leagues where I think he's very talented. That's one. His name's Zach. There's a good thing about the national team is there's a lot of youngsters. A lot of
hopeful players.
Yeah. A lot of hopeful players, and another one you could say is one of the centre backs. He's there's a couple of young centre backs there that are playing in one's in the USL League One, the other's in the MLS. He's with the first team, but kind of with MLS next.
Yeah.
So there's a few players in Scandinavia and those sort of countries that are young that I believe that will definitely whenever they play for the national team will help their profile, and they'll be able to progress the national team forward as well.
Very obviously, now we will have to follow what Somali national team is doing because of you, So that is why we are asking, so that we get a little bit of, some heads up so that we can understand who these players are, most of all. Yeah. Let's start talking about Sliema, as we were saying, you joined us in during the transfer market in the summer of 2022, and I think you were an extremely positive surprise, But from the way that you were looking at Maltese football during that time till today, what has changed by and large, Awad? Did anything change the way that you're looking at football in Malta right now?
When I came, I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't really have any expectations, and when I joined, we were in the second tier, the Challenge League, and
yep.
If I was to look at it when I joined to now, I'd say obviously the Premier League's a bit is a step up from the Challenge League.
Most definitely.
You'd say, it's a lot more. It's been a lot more competitive for us.
Yes.
Last year we had to. Last year was we went undefeated. And in the Premier League, I don't think we had those sort of expectations. So because we knew it was going to be more tough.
Yeah, but when you compare, let's talk about last season, because last season was, how can I say, insightful for all of us. Both the committee, supporters, players themselves, because most of the players who were playing last year never played in the second tier, in the Challenge League.
Yeah.
We were expecting, Awad, as well, that certain teams will be playing the game of their lives, against Sliema. How difficult was it for a player coming from abroad, from a different kind of football, to put himself into the second tier and seeing, for example, more physical football rather than more technical football?
Yeah, it was obviously, it's something you have to adapt to, because it's where you're playing at that time. So yeah, it was a lot more physical. It was a lot, probably more physical that I've been used to. But I believe that the physicality part, you can if you with your technical ability, it helps a lot with that physical side. Or if you can do things a bit quicker and things like that.
And in your case, it was easier because you were fast, So it was, one of the main strengths that we had, your speed, and it's very difficult to catch up with Awad when he starts getting, some space. I remember very well last year. But let's talk about these people once again. NM Group. Come on, Group. Cozy Rooms. Daikin. Dominic Shiberas, Roof Repair. E-Cabs. Eurosport. Thomas Smith. U Zarb Coaches. Ħanfakkarkom ukoll daqsxejn waħda f'dawn in-numri. Dawn huma n-numri tal-Iben, tal-BOV Mobile Pay, tal-Revolut. Dawna dejjem impoġġihom hawnhekk għax every little helps. Dik id-daqsxejn dejjem nieħdu gost biha. Fakkarkom ukoll fil-YouTube page. YouTube page li anka l-lejla dan il-kontenut se jkun qiegħed fuq il-YouTube page tagħna. Ovvjament fuq il-YouTube page tkun qed tista' tara dan il-kontenut forsi daqsxejn waħda żjed kwalità. Fakkarkom, qabdu l-irbib tagħkom ġelhom jissubscribejaw ukoll għaliha din il-page għax importanti li nkomplu nikbru flimkien. Awad, back to you. After last season, which was, a little bit difficult even for us, to get the grasp of it, until we understood how to deal even with the games themselves, because, if you're not into that way of thinking, it will start to get very difficult to play football in the Challenge League. But thank God we managed. And we came back to Premier League. With the impact with Maltese Premier League, what stuck out? What was the one thing that you noticed that you said, this is a difference between the Challenge League and Premier?
Obviously, the Premier League's actually, I'd say it's quite a physical league, and with it's a more physical league, but also some of the players, like obviously the teams where in the Challenge League you could get away with certain things, whereas the Premier League
you can't.
You could you'll get punished. Maybe not the first time, but more often than not, you'll get punished.
Yes, immediately. Actually, that stuck out. That it was very clear after the first three games of the season. Actually, it was very evident that, for example, against Birkirkara in the beginning of the season, the first few games, we did not do mistakes, but the one mistake we did, we were punished for it, and it was very unfair for us, But it took us just a little bit time to understand that we cannot do mistakes. As we are saying, this season is a very important season for us. But was there something in the team, our team, that surprised you most? The way that we are playing? I don't know. You tell me.
Something that surprised me this season?
Yeah, Yeah, from our own team.
I think I would say like the resilience of the group. Where I mean, we didn't have the in preseason. I think we going into the Bidakar game. No one really knew like what to expect, and because preseason, I mean, you can't judge anything off preseason, but we didn't really win. I think we won one game in preseason, and
exactly.
we lost the first. We lost the first game against Bidakar, and
yes,
and like I think after that after Bidakar, I think we played Valletta, and being able to get the win there, and like I think that was huge. And from then on, like I think we grew, and like when you start to get a little bit more confidence, and the results were going to come, and because we were, like you said, in all the games before that, we had good performances. It was just always that little mistake. The goals we were conceding were just from some mistakes that we could correct, and once we were able to do that, and would be one of the best defensive teams in the league.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you're not conceding goals, then you give yourself a good opportunity to get a result.
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, we have one of the best defense lines. You know. You know, so actually, you know, I have my personal theory says, you know, that if you do not concede a goal, you're already getting 1 point, you know. So
exactly,
if it remains like that, you're already getting something home, you know. So so every attacking part, you know, of the team starts with defending properly. So I totally agree about that. Awad, with all these games that we have played already this season, if you would choose one game, you know, and say, okay, this game I'd like to replay it again, which one would it be during the season?
I think as a collective team, we would definitely say the two Floriana games.
Okay.
The first game where we're like we were good, and then we conceded two goals in the second half. That one from a corner, and the other one from it was just a run of just a little mistake from runner play.
That game was you know, how can I say? It's there were two games within one game. You know, one game that ended in the 65th minute, and then it started another one, you know, I remember very well. And the second game against Floriana, you were going to tell me?
Yeah, you would say both games, where I think both games, they just shows that obviously they're a good team, and that you would say those two games if you could run back, like, would do.
Redo it again. Redo it again.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the last weekend's game against Malta. It was a trophy game. It was a tough one, very tough. Even because the turning points of the game could have been very, very challenging for us, because 3 minutes into the game, we're 1 goal down. Then we managed to get a draw. Then in the last 5 minutes of the game, the last few seconds of the game, we have a penalty that we missed. In the extra time, we score again. Last 5 minutes, you know, and then again, we concede. So these turning points could have been very difficult to manage, but we did not.
No, I think it was like you said, there was a bit of a roller coaster game.
Yep.
There was the highs, and then the times where it was was difficult, and we had to find a way, and in the end we managed to do that.
Yep. Yeah, but for a player like yourself, that you are coming in a game like that, knowing that you need to collectively do something about it. What is the state of mind of a player like yourself, that likes space because you need space, for your game, and seeing that, to be honest with you, Mosta, they were very compact. They did not offer much space, to be honest. So how does a player like yourself, put his state of mind, to go into a game like that?
Well, yeah, when the coach makes the change, he's putting you in to help give the team a boost, and it's really important you go there and you add something different, and because you want to help the team, and yeah, so that was my mindset going in. Like, it's an opportunity now to help the team, do whatever I can to help the team win this game.
And you collectively did, actually, because at the end of the day, let's face it, seeing how the game was going, I mean, the tempo of the game, everything, it could have gone both ways, it could have gone both ways. But the resilience, and that is something that you spoke about as well, was amazing of this team. And even the coach after the game, when he was giving me an interview for the Facebook page of the club, he mentioned exactly this, the resilience, and how proud he was of you guys, when you kept your cool, and nothing changed you, nothing changed. You just stayed there. But now looking forward, to the game against Hibernians next Sunday, which is an extremely important game, it can just mark our season, and get what we really want out of this season.
Yeah, no, I think the game in the weekend will be a good game. Hibernians, they're typically a good team, and it'll be another good challenge for us.
Yeah,
and they obviously we have what we're working towards, and just this is another opportunity to get closer to that.
Well, Awad, before we go, let's talk about these people once again. NM Group. Come on, Group. Cozy Rooms. Daikin. Dominic Shiberras, Roof Repair. E-Cabs. Eurosport. Thomas Smith. U Zarb Coaches, fakkarkom, dawn huma l-sponsors tal-klab, nies li investu fil-klab tagħkom, ovvjament hekk ikolkom bżonn xi servizzi li joffru dawn in-nies m'għandniex baqgħet ngħid u dejjem ngħid l-istess ħaġa għatuhom preċedenza. Ħaqhom dawn nies illi qed investu fil-klab tagħkom. Awad, without me noticing, 27 minutes went by just like that, because when you were talking about football, you just get carried away.
Yeah.
It's very easy to get carried away. So, the last comment from you, if you would want to say something to the supporters, I have to say that during this year, supporters were very supportive, okay? If you would want to tell them something, what would it be right now?
Would be that I'm 100% sure that all their players appreciate their support when they come and support the team. It's never unnoticed, and I'm sure what we're trying to do on the football field is making them proud, and we're really happy with with their support, whether we win, lose, draw. They're still very passionate.
Yeah.
So thank you to the supporters.
For sure. Thanks a million, Awad. Thanks a million for this 30 minutes, so to speak, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Right. Thank you, Rupert.
Rupert Perry, ma fadalli xejn iżjed ħlief illi namel l-appuntamenti għaj ma'kom għal nar il-ħat li ġej, il-loba kontra l-Hibs, il-National Stadium, fl-4:15, nimmaġina li se jkun hemm it-trasport bħal soltu, nirringrazzja anke lis-supporters club tal-effort li qegħdin jagħmlu biex jorganizzaw it-trasport u ovvjament bħalma dejjem ngħidilkom. It-tim tissapport mhux biss meta jkun qed jerbaħ imma anke meta jkun għaddej minn diffikultà. Nirringrazzjaw il-bambin dal-istaġun mhux illi tant kellna diffikultajiet illi kienu serji, imma ovvjament nistenna li jintom tkomplu tagħtu s-support tagħkom anka meta nkunu daqsxejn waħda f'diffikultà. Ovvjament mbagħad nerġgħu niltaqgħu hawnhekk l-erba' bħalma nagħmlu s-soltu bħas-soltu fit-8 ta' filgħaxija. Nispera li l-ġimgħa d-dieħla nkunu nistgħu nitkellmu live magħkom, ovvjament jiena nimmissja nitkellem meta ma nitkellimx magħkom mas-supporters għax il-messaġġi tagħkom ovvjament ġeluni anka nagħmel dbissima, ovvjament nieħu gost nara ċertu kummenti anka meta ikun hemm xi ħadd li jkun qed jibgħat messaġġi anka lil players li jkunu qed hawnhekk. Jien ma fadalli xejn iżjed ħlief illi ngħidilkom il-lejl tajjeb u ovvjament narakom il-ġimgħa d-dieħla. Ciao.
Running 'cause I don't know where to go. Walking will just take too long and I can take it slow. I'll keep on pushing 'cause I know I'll take it farther. And everyone that knows me knows